The title of this video is a little bit misleading because it does sound like it's something a little bit naughty. So sorry if you've come to watch that kind of video, but this is just going to be me talking about my first experiences of different things in life so far. My first word, I think it was probably dad or dada, because I think that a lot of kids, a lot of babies, their first word is dada because it's a really easy sound for them to make. I learned about this in English language when I was in sixth form, and it's basically called like babbling, I think, and it's when the baby's, that's the easiest sound the baby can make with its mouth, and the sound that comes out when it's that age. This is so boring, I don't know why I'm telling you, because I remember being bored about it in English language class. I guess I'm just boring you all now, but I think my first word probably was dada, but I'll just go and confirm that for you. So I just went to ask my mum and she didn't actually know for sure. I guess she got to the fourth child and got bored of noting down everyone's first words. So I will never actually know my first word for sure, but she thinks it might have been dada, so we'll go with that. First teddy. This is my first teddy and his name is Big Ted. I've had him since I was 3, and I know what you're all thinking, he's not actually that big, why is he called Big Ted? But at the time when I got him, he was really big to me, he was like half my size. So that's why he's called Big Ted. He's my favourite teddy, and hopefully I can pass him down one day. And my dog chewed his ribbon here, which is why it's got a tear in it. First friend. Looking back on old family videos and stuff, there was always kids around our house because we had quite a big family and we just knew a lot of kids. So they were always around our house, so it's really hard to pinpoint like one particular friend. But I remember I had a friend called James, and his sister was friends with my older sister, and our mums are best friends, and they're still really good friends. So I think I'll probably choose him as my first friend because he's the one that I remember the most. First school crush. I've had my fair share of crushes throughout school, that's for sure. But my earliest one I think I remember is I fancied a guy called Jack. But I think most of the school fancied him at that point, so I probably was just being a little sheep and following the crowd. But yeah, that's the earliest one that I can remember, and I really hope he's not watching. First kiss. My first kiss was when I was 16 at a local swimming pool, and it was kind of just sprung on me when I didn't expect it, so it wasn't that great. But yeah, that was the first kiss I ever had. First celebrity crush. I remember fancying Nikki from Westlife, but I think that's only because my sister had like a major obsession with Westlife. I knew every word of every song on their album just because she listened to it all the time. I do actually really like Westlife, but not as much as she did. So I remember fancying Nikki from Westlife, but I also fancied Bradley from S Club 7. But other than that, I didn't really have any like celebrity crushes really. I never really have. I've never really been the celebrity crush kind of person, I guess. First boyfriend. My first boyfriend was actually the same guy who I kissed at the swimming pool, and we went out for about a month, and then I realised that I really didn't like him, and I was only going out with him because I kind of just liked the idea of a boyfriend more than the actual guy, which is pretty bad. I wouldn't recommend doing that. It's not going to be good for anybody involved. So yeah, he was my first boyfriend, and I was kind of overwhelmed by it all because I think he was a little bit older than me and he was ready to like introduce me to his family and stuff, and I was just like, no, not gonna happen. I don't want to do this. I'm getting out. So that ended pretty quickly. First job. My first job was when I was 16. I guess 16 was a big year for me. I worked at a clothes shop here in the UK called Next, and I absolutely hated it. I only worked there for 4 hours once a week on a Tuesday after sixth form. I remember just dreading going every single day up to Tuesday. I don't really know why I didn't just quit if I hated it that much, but I stuck with it for 2 years, so I guess it was a good experience for me in the long run. So you win some, you lose some. First concert. I went to see S Club 7 in 1999 for my 7th birthday with my mum, and it was amazing. I remember being completely in awe of the whole concert experience. At one point there was like a raised platform over our seats, and they were all standing around this platform singing, and Rachel waved at me, and that was one of my biggest life achievements, and I think at that moment she overtook Hannah as my favourite member of S Club 7. So yeah, that was a big moment for me. First car. My first car is the car that I have now, and it is a green Fiat 500, and she's called Olive, and I love her so much. First video. My first video was a stop motion music video cover. Not me singing, I was just doing the actions to each lyric, to California Girls by Katy Perry. And it's really embarrassing. First tweet. I don't actually know, I'm going to have to look that up. So my first tweet was on the 15th of February 2009 at 6:07 PM and it said, "Annoyed with the folks and trying to avoid coursework." Yeah, that sounds about right, to be honest. First Instagram photo. This photo was taken 223 weeks ago, so let me just double check when that actually was. April the 26th, 2011. So this is a picture of me, my friend Emily and my friend Verity at my friend Hannah's house party. Looks like we were having a pretty good time. From what I can remember, it was a pretty good time. I think I've got some apple sours in my hand, which is what I like to drink, obviously, when I was 18. So yeah, that's my first Instagram photo. First Facebook profile picture. Oh, it's a picture of me lying on the floor in a field, and the contrast seems to be turned right up because that is some neon green grass. First person you subscribe to on YouTube. The first videos I ever remember watching were Andrea Russett's videos. I remember I was watching one video of hers and it was where she got like her hand stuck in a Pringle jar. That's the only bit I remember because it was so long ago. But yeah, she was really, really funny, and I think she was about 13 or 14 at the time, and now I think she's either 19 or 20. So it was a long time ago, and I just remember really liking her videos, so I think she was probably the first person that I subscribed to. First alcoholic drink. I think the first alcoholic drink I tasted was a blue WKD at a family party when I was about 13 or 14. I remember trying it and really liking it, and I said that it tasted like blue slush puppies. So I thought I was really grown up and mature, and I thought that my taste buds already had the acquired taste for alcohol. I then grew up and realised that that wasn't the case at all, and that there were going to be loads more alcoholic drinks that were a lot harsher on my taste buds. But yeah, that was probably the first alcoholic drink I ever tried. First person to message you today. That would be my friend Hannah, who sent me a link to a personality test, which was actually really good and really accurate. And it's www.16personalities.com, and I got the advocate, which I thought was pretty spot on to the kind of person I am. So if you want to go and check that out, be my guest. Where did you go on your first aeroplane ride? For most of our family holidays, we always used to go to France, but we always used to get the ferry or the Channel Tunnel or something like that. So we never actually flew to France. I can't actually remember my first plane ride. So I've just asked my mum and dad, and apparently my first plane journey was when we went to Barcelona in Spain, and I think I was about 7 at that time. First pet. We had a hamster called Tiggy, and apparently once when I was 2 I lifted up his cage and accidentally trapped him underneath, and I went running to my mum and I was like, "Tiggy got tuck, Tiggy got tuck," because I couldn't say stuck and I was trying to say Tiggy got stuck. So my mum managed to revive him, and I think it was a bit of a family joke after that, but he was fine for a while longer. We also had a cat called Meggie. I'm not sure whether we got Meggie first or Tiggy first, but they were around about the same time, so it was either one of those two. First phone. My dad gave me his old first phone, and it was literally a brick. It was probably this big, and it was one of those ones that you had to pull the cord up, and all it did was light up. It didn't really do anything. It didn't make any calls or anything, but I thought it was cool because I could pretend to be on it and stuff. But I think my first actual phone that was mine and that actually made calls was my sister's old Sony Ericsson flip phone. I actually might still have it. I couldn't find the actual one that I had, but I managed to hit the old phone jackpot. Check out these bad boys. We've got a classic Nokia 3310 in a nice pink case and a Siemens flip phone. We've also got a Sony Ericsson one, which I think these were really good for music, if I remember correctly. They probably are rubbish for music now, but at the time they were really good. And I've also found a Vodafone MC920, which looks like it's from the 1800s. This thing is so old. So that's all the questions done. If you want to, you can answer them yourself in the comments below. I would be really interested to read those. If you haven't already and you would like to, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every week, and that way you can be updated when I do post a new one. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Goodbye! So the first thing I've got are these high-waisted shorts from Topshop. These ones are the mom shorts, and they're the ones with the holes in them at the bottom. You can also get them without, but I